Una vez que has encontrado aquello que te apasiona, es importante aprender a definir y declarar las metas de vida que te ayudarán a convertirte en la persona que quieres ser. Generalmente sabemos qué queremos, pero dejamos de lado el cómo y el cuándo. Definiendo tus metas es más fácil lograr tus objetivos de vida. Margery es presidenta de... Espérenme tantito porque se me voltea esto. Margery es presidenta de People Biz Inc., firma de consultoría y coaching especializada en el crecimiento estratégico y el desarrollo. ¡Ay, se me da vuelta! Espérenme. Ahí va. Aquí está. Ok, Margery es presidenta de People Biz Inc., firma de consultoría y coaching especializada en el crecimiento estratégico y el desarrollo personal, tanto a nivel empresarial como individual. Ha sido coach por más de 40 años. Su área de especialización es el desarrollo personal. Ayuda a organizaciones y personas a que enfoquen sus energías y sus estrategias de negocio para ser más productivos y efectivos, para sí mismas y sus clientes. También ha sido una empresaria exitosa con Miller y Asociados. Lo que más disfruta es ayudar a las personas a vivir la vida que quieren. Bienvenida, Margery.
Thank you. Good morning. Yo hablo español un poco, pero no tanto bien para hablar todo lo que quiero decir con ustedes. Entonces voy a hablar en inglés, ¿ok? Gracias a todos. I want to thank Alberto. Alberto, thank you, because he introduced you to really thinking about what is it you want in your life? What do you really want? Some people call it passion. Some people call it what's on fire inside of you. But without knowing that, where are you going to go? You're just going to go through the dailies, right? The dailies. This is what I have to do. And this might be a little bit kind of more than you think you want to know right now, but I'm going to tell you a little thing to write down, and I don't think you'll ever forget it if you really pay attention to this. Write the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on your paper. And next to 7, write got to, have to, tengo que hacer. Tengo que hacer. And on number 6, write, debo hacer, I should. I ought to. Or they should, they ought to. That's number 6. Number 5, I need to. Es necesario para mí hacerlo. Okay? Now, those bottom 3, 7, 6, 5, are what we call, if you're looking at chakras, who knows what a chakra is? Chakra is, okay? Those are the bottom 3. They are the lowest level of consciousness. Is that where you want to live? When I say, I have to do this, that is what we call suicidal thinking. It's killing me. I die if I don't do it. Is this real loud to you? Is this okay? Okay. The next one up is I ought to do it. That's called survival thinking. That means I think I'm going to make it through life if I do what I think I am supposed to do. How many of you wake up every day thinking, this is what I should do, this is what they should do, and this is what, if I don't do, I'm going to be in trouble? Who thinks that? Okay? So when you think that way, there's 2 things that are happening. One, if you think I should do it, what you're doing is you're taking the values of your society or your peer group, and you are putting them in a big hypodermic needle, and you're injecting them in you like a medicine, and you're expecting that to make you live that way when you couldn't care less about doing it. Because you just heard Albert talking to you about passion. And if you don't have a fire in you to do something, you're not really going to do it, are you? Are you? You're going to do it maybe half-heartedly. You're going to try to make yourself do it. But that is how you live a life of what we call quiet desperation. I'm having to do this because I ought to. And this is why you feel burdened and weighted down. Now, all of you come, I'm in Monterey now since Wednesday, and I feel the influence of family more than I have felt anywhere in my life. I mean, it's everything here, right? And this is where a lot of those shoulds and ought tos come from. Is from the family pressure, what is expected of me by my family, what I am expecting of myself, and what I expect my family to do, either for me or for themselves. Because that's the other side of I should, is they should. So when you say they should, then you are projecting your values onto them and expecting them to live by them. What happens? Do they? No. So you feel betrayed, disappointed, weighed down again. So here you are living in the first two that I mentioned, the lowest two, have to and ought to. You're doomed. Where are you going to, this passion he's talking about, where are you going to get there? How are you going to get there? Almost impossible, isn't it? And then we get into the I need to. This is security thinking. I need to do this in order to feel secure. Because in that lower level of consciousness, it's an overriding feeling to need to be secure, to be safe. Because if we're not safe, we're not going to be okay, we're going to die. This comes from our childhood. A 2-year-old child doesn't know he's not going to die if his mother leaves. So he'll do anything to stay safe and have the mother stay, right? So it's that same automatic response that we're not even aware of that we have. So you get in that place of I gotta, I ought to, or they ought to, or I need to, and you're kind of stuck. Now, on number 4, write the word, see if I've got them right. Want to, want. Now, everybody say this out loud with me. I've got to. I ought to. I need to. I want to. What happens? Do you start to feel the change in your body? Something opens up. Something shifts. So you go, okay, I want that. There's some hope there, isn't there? Okay, that's socialized thinking. That gets you into a bigger world. Because down there in that lower level of thinking, you're stuck all inward trying to get out. But when you start saying, I want this, you're going to reach out. You're going to make connections. You're going to socialize yourself in some way. So remember, that's when he was talking about passion, that's where you go. But unless you're aware that you're stuck in those other ones, you can't really get to thinking about passion. That's the problem I have when you just talk about things like passion, is that you can get stuck because you don't know the piece that's unconscious. This stuff down here, got to, ought to, need to, is usually unconscious. It's driving you from a place that you're not even aware of. Got it? Okay, now, number 3. Say it out loud with me. I desire to. What does that do to your body? It expands you. You start thinking, okay, now I'm getting in touch with my heart. You're getting in touch with your heart. Okay? Yo deseo. It feels different to say it, doesn't it? Tengo que. Deseo. Words mean a lot. Pay attention to the words you're using. Okay? And that kind of thinking is self-esteem thinking. I start to have a value of who I am and what I want in life, and I matter. I matter. Yo deseo esto. I matter. I'm important. You see the difference? Okay. Now, go up to number 2. I choose to. What does I choose to do for your body? How does it feel? Powerful. You're making choices. It's coming from you. You're not reacting. Down there, it's all reaction. Operating on human instinct. Up here, human potential. Very different. Human instinct, human potential. Okay? So, you get up to number, and that is self-fulfillment thinking. I forgot to tell you that part. Doesn't that sound different? Self-fulfillment. How do you say that in Spanish? Fulfill. Realización. Okay. And then the number 1 word, number 1 is love to. And when you go, I love to do this, I love to do that, what does it do to you? It's not just power, it's inspired power. It's a connection of here and here. And the reason I don't use the word passion for that is because passion goes here and then goes there. And I thank you, my friend Sandra, for reminding me of that right before this talk, because that's a very important thing. If I get hooked on what I'm passionate about, I'm also going to get hooked on what I didn't get. But if I love, then that is a full, I'm sorry, this thing is, I'm going to pull it there. That is a fulfilling of life that's different, right? Okay, so love to is self-actualization. Autoactualización. Actualization. Actualización is a word? ¿Se dice? Now that, I'm choosing in my life to live from 4 up. Okay? Now, do I have to pay the electric bill? If I don't, are they going to cut off my lights? So will I ever be free of the got-tos? No. But do they run my life? No, because of the choices I'm making consciously. So today, I just wanted to give you that to use as a kind of a foundation for what we're going to talk about. Because when you set goals for yourself based on your values, and really, I like to, once again, go into this concept of you've spent a lot of time, you spent a couple of hours, I think, on the word passion. But really what he was talking about was what you value in your life, what's really important to you. And everybody has a unique set of those values. And when you start to examine those values and really look at what's important to me, that does help indicate to you what your higher purpose in life is. And the reason I talk about higher purpose, it's way beyond passion. Higher purpose is the life journey that you're here to continue on here and after here, in my opinion. But continue on, it's not a destination. When I talk about my purpose, I tell people, I believe we're here to love ourselves, each other, and our lives, master the business of life, and turn our lead into gold. So my higher purpose is to take what is lead to you, what is weighing you down, and help you turn it into gold. Help you find the blessing of it. Help you find the joy in it. Help you find how it serves you in your life. So that's my life journey. Everything I've done in my life has led me to continue that purpose. It isn't that I achieved it. So there's a big difference between a purpose and goals and strategies. And so when you talk about your passion, those are temporary things that you're excited about and you're on fire about. It doesn't mean they don't last. Sometimes they last your whole life. The woman who loves singing, Cynthia, where are you? Where is she? Cynthia? Okay, Cynthia loves singing, and so that's probably going to be alive in you for the rest of your life, isn't it? Yes, and it'll show up in different forms, won't it? When you're a child, you sing one way. Now you're writing music. Now you're playing. Now you're expanding what music is, going into making an opera. Wow, fabulous, right? So it's not just singing, is it? She's passionate about singing, but a life purpose is to, I would even say to you, your life purpose is to bring music more alive in the lives of others. Is that right? Yeah. So that's the difference between a passion for singing and a goal to sing in a certain place and a life purpose of bringing music more alive in the lives of others. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so the thing that I want to talk with you about and work with you about, because this is a workshop. I'm not going to stand up here much longer. I'm getting down there, and we're going to start working. Which is for you, write down the top 3 things that you would love to set as goals. But above it, write something about what you imagine might be a higher purpose for those goals. Does that make sense? An example of Cynthia, let's use her. A higher purpose would be to bring music alive in the lives of others, of more people, okay? And a goal would be complete her study, complete her education, sing at the Metropolitan Opera in New York City, and 3, have her opera produced by a very well-known, prestigious opera company. 3 wonderful goals, right? Those are goals. They are not the purpose, because the purpose is to bring music alive in the lives of others. You got the difference? The purpose is when you think to Wait a minute, hold on. Let's get you a mic. Have we got a microphone? Already we're interacting. I love this. Now,
the purpose is when any goals you have, you want to expand it to a lot of people so they can hear it or have it or...
What it really means is that the goal is something finite that you reach. A purpose is infinite. Does that help you? El propósito es infinitivo. El objeto es finito. ¿Yeah? What? Well, if you're living in a world with a whole bunch of other people, the purpose would definitely be something you share. Now, there are people who have a higher purpose, and they're like scientists, and they're sitting in a room all by themselves, and maybe their higher purpose is to unlock the meaning of the cell, for example. But in actuality, it serves other people. So there's no way that you can do something of real value in this world, on this planet, that doesn't have value to others, even if it's not in your conscious mind as the immediate objective. Did you have a question?
Oh, I wanted to say mine. For example, I would like to write stories and paintings, but my higher goal or purpose would be to inspire people.
There you go. That's exactly what we're talking about. Hey, can you give me a little more tape, please? I think I'm too animated. It's okay. I don't care if it shows. At my age, you don't have to have vanity anymore. Everybody hear that? Hey, maybe the Scotch tape will take away some wrinkles. My granddaughter calls them smile lines. Now, while you've written that, I just want to give you a little bit of my background. When I was a young girl, I wanted to be a singer and dancer. Okay, I'll get up here for a second. I wanted to be a singer and dancer, and my goal was to go to Broadway. And of course, behind singing and dancing was pleasing people and entertaining, okay? When I was 18 years old, I went on a blind date, and he crashed me into a light post, ripped my arm open, tore my foot off, and broke my back. Bye-bye dancing. So I was pretty down. So for the next long time, I was in casts and, all that. And I got operations, and I got put back on, and all those things. But bye-bye dancing. So slowly I had to find a new way to live. I went on to college and was still studying theater and drama, but just didn't have what it took for me. And I ended up dropping out of school, getting married to a guy who was a radical. Back in the 1960s, we were radicals. You know what those were? We were trying to change the world. So we were trying to stop the war in Vietnam, open admissions to universities, make the world a new place. So I did that for a while. I can't really call it a career, but it was a step. It was a stepping stone. After that, I realized by age 23 that standing on a soapbox, making a speech, did not change the world. I gave it up. I also got arrested, you know. Things happened. It just didn't work out for me, you know. I really couldn't make bombs. I wasn't interested. I didn't want to kill anybody. And so the radical group kind of threw me out. You know, sometimes your peer group kicks you out because you can't hold on to their values. That happened to me at a very young age. At 23, I found out if I'm not interested in making bombs, they don't want me. So, yay. All right. So then I go live in a commune in Vermont. And then I find out that the people who are running the commune are making all the decisions. I'm thinking, that's no different from the government. That's what I didn't like. Okay, so I go and live with this cute guy who plays music in a band. And then I find out that they're looking for me for the thing they want me to pay a price for. They're arresting me, you know, all that. So I have to go back to Texas, turn myself in, and get my legal things worked out. And I find out I'm pregnant. Okay, so then once I find out I'm pregnant, I go, what am I going to do? I'll get an abortion. And then my heart said, I can't do that. I have no problem. Anyone in the world can get an abortion. I have no problem. It's none of my business. My heart couldn't get an abortion. So I had my baby. And so then I'm getting out of going to jail, which I did. I was still married to the guy that I dropped out of college to be a radical with, and so I had to divorce him. And I met these people who were involved in Montessori education. And the woman that I met was bringing Montessori to Mexico. Her name was Nan Honrath. She was, in 1970, she was working with the Mexican government to bring the Asociación Montessori Internacional to Mexico City to start Montessori training. She said, you must come to Mexico with us. You, because she was Dutch. She said, your baby will teeth on tortillas. I said, okay. I didn't really know what Montessori was. So I went. I got my parents to help me. They supported me because I had never finished college, so they thought, this will be your finish of college. So they sent me to Mexico City. Por eso yo hablo un poco de español, ¿no? Okay, so I lived in Mexico City, and I studied Montessori. And my baby was the first Montessori baby in a Montessori baby's room in this hemisphere. My little boy, who's now 42 years old. Now, I come back from Mexico, and I start teaching Montessori. And I teach it for a few years, but I meet this new man, and he becomes my husband. And then we move, and his business is changing. His business life is changing. And all of a sudden, he says, don't work so hard, Montessori. You work 12 hours a day. Try to just be home. And I'm going, I should do that. Got it? This is how I learn all these things. You learn by experience. So then I tried to stay home. I said, I'm going crazy. Let me help you file invoices at your office. So I go to help file invoices. He and his dad are in business together. His dad retires. I run the company for 29 years. Now, did I know any of that when I was 18 and wanted to be a singer and dancer? No. But what I did know is that I wanted to serve. I wanted to entertain. I wanted to please. I wanted to help make the world a better place. So every single step I took actually led me to building a very good business that served a very good industry. We sold commercial food service equipment, the kind that you cook great big pots and huge things in. And on the aside, because of my Montessori education, I became a spiritual teacher and a coach. So for over 40 years, on the side of building that manufacturer's rep business, I coached people and taught people. And by 1992, I had an illness, and I had to really delegate everything in my business to my employees except the money. All I did was handle the money, and that freed me up. So from 1992 until 2006, when I sold my business to 2 of my employees, I traveled the world studying and teaching, and only worked in that business 4 to 10 hours a week on average. Now, how could I have known any of that in the beginning? So the reason I tell you this story, and here I am today, really free, because all I do is people biz now. I don't do the manufacturer's rep firm anymore. So what I want you to see is that you buy your freedom by listening to your heart and by doing the things that you really love to do. You buy your freedom by listening to your heart. Every single one of those steps was something from my heart. It wasn't something that I thought I should do. Even though the one thing I did that I thought I should do was quit teaching, but it led to something that I love to do. Because when I was a little girl, I used to get all my father's office stuff, and I created an office in my house. I always loved business. I just didn't know. I became a business person without even knowing what it was. So I just want to tell you that little story so that when I'm working with you, you understand I'm not coming from this sort of, ivory tower place. This is real life experience. Because some of the things we're going to work on right now might be kind of tough. Okay? Are you ready? Okay, now what I want you to do is, at the bottom of the page that you've got your goals, I want you to write, what are the main obstacles based on your daily life that keep you from achieving those goals? As many as you can list, but the most important ones first. As many as you want. You'll probably run out after 4 or 5. We about ready? Yes? Okay, so where's the microphone? Aquí? Okay. Who wants to play? Who wants to play? Okay, you get to play first. Okay. So first of all, what's your name?
My name is Tania.
Tania.
Tania Ortiz.
Mucho gusto, Tania.
Igualmente.
Okay. Tania, tell me what it is that you think your higher purpose might be.
Well, my higher purpose goes along with service, peace, education, and self-actualization.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the goals that you would like to achieve?
Well, eventually, I want to become a psychotherapist. I made a wrong decision when I went to college. I studied marketing, but I don't like it. And I want to go back to college, study psychology, and eventually become a psychotherapist.
Okay, great. Now, what's in the way?
Well, time, expectations, finance, and the decision to do it.
Okay. So what you just said is time and finances. Is that because you actually have a job right now?
Yeah, I'm not working right now. I'm not working right now. Expectations because I want to have kids, and I feel like I don't know how I'm going to do it because as a woman, sometimes you have to sacrifice like time or postpone maybe.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like, oh, when am I gonna do it? What if I have kids and then they're gonna get like in the way? I sound like a bit selfish, but I don't know. It's very confusing.
You don't want your kids to be in the way, or
I mean,
you don't
I wanna
want
have
to.
kids,
You
and I
want to
wanna-
have kids, but you don't want your career to be in conflict with having a family.
Exactly. I don't know how to balance that situation.
Is this a classic case? How many women feel something about this or have felt it in their lives? The majority of women in this room, because this is the classic feminine issue.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm working on right now is I'm involved with a think tank out of New York City that is trying to help caregiving and breadwinning have equal value in life. Because caregiving in the States, I think even worse than here, is down here. We pay teachers nothing. We pay the assistants in daycare centers nothing. Yeah. We pay nannies nothing. Yeah. And we pay CEOs multi-millions of dollars. Yeah. It's this way. And who are caught in the middle? Who are the people caught in the middle of that?
Moms.
Women,
Yeah.
mothers. Because guess what? Even if you're not a mother of a child that came out of your womb, every woman mothers. Yeah. Women business executives mother their employees. I don't know a woman that doesn't have some mothering that she does. It's just natural to us, okay? So one, I want you to understand something, and everyone say this with me. You are not alone. You are not alone. Because one of the problems people have is they get scared that I'm the only one with this problem. Yeah. And you were scared to say it out loud, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm very nervous.
Because she had the shoulds going, didn't she? She was down there on number 6. I should want to be a mother first. I live in Monterey. I should want to be a mother first, right? Isn't this what this culture tells you?
Yeah.
If you don't want to be a mother, you suck. Is that bad? I'm bad. You already heard how bad I am. I told you how bad I am. So you don't have to worry about that. I'm bad, right? Okay, so let's take these things one at a time. Okay. And the thing that the title of this, or the proposito of this workshop, is to help you understand how to link where you are today with where you want to go. And that's why I showed you all of my links. Because let's go back to my little story. The work I did as a radical, what did that give me? Strength of my convictions and political experience. Man, they were not organized politics, but they were politics. And every place you go, there's politics, isn't there? So when you start learning how to work with people, and also it gave me the strength of conviction to know when I'm to bow out. I wasn't a violent person. I couldn't be a revolutionary in the classic sense because it wasn't in me. So the courage to stand up for what I needed to do, what would that do for me as I ran a business? What did learning that, the politics, the courage of my convictions, the ability to withstand difficulties, how did that help me be the CEO of my company? Be a better boss, learn the ins and outs. So let's think of what you could do today that would lead you to where you want to go. Okay? Yeah. So right now, today, you're not working.
No, I quit my marketing job because
You quit your marketing job, but guess what?
What?
You could go back and get another marketing job, and you know what you could do with it?
What?
One, when I help a lot of entrepreneurial women. I help them start businesses. I help them grow businesses. That's what I've been doing. That was the consulting work that I've been doing for the last 25, 30 years. A lot of entrepreneurial women all over the world. And I used to be the executive coach for the Make Mine $1 Million business program out of New York, where we helped women who were at the 500 to 700,000 range of dollars, U.S. dollars, get over the million. And so that was my job. That was one of my jobs. I had lots of jobs. I don't ever like to have one job. I consider myself unemployable. It's an asset. Because then I don't get stuck anywhere, you know? Okay, so what I tell people who want to be entrepreneurs is don't quit your day job. Okay. You know why? Desperation breeds contempt. Write that down. Desperation breeds contempt. When you don't have enough money to do the things you want to do, you begin to feel desperate. And the people around you have contempt for you because it stinks. They want to get away. If you're feeling hopeless and trapped, how many people want to help you?
Nobody.
No. So maybe you don't go back into a full-time marketing job. Maybe you do a part-time marketing job to give yourself the time and freedom to make some new choices.
Yeah.
Because what you did was you went either or.
Yeah.
You said, I don't like marketing. Well, let me tell you something. If you want to be a psychologist, you better be good at marketing. Because psychologists don't advertise, do they?
Yeah.
How do psychologists get clients?
Yeah.
Referral and who you know.
Yeah.
Referral and who you know. What is marketing? Referral and who you know. What is marketing? Making a good package attractive enough that people will want it. So what you didn't understand is that marketing is a direct link to your higher goal.
Wow.
You never saw that, did
No.
you? You know what my favorite thing is when somebody says, oh, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy. I never thought of it that way. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, very cool.
Okay, so what if you did? Let's make up a story.
Okay.
What if you went back and got a part-time marketing job? Did they like you where you worked?
Yeah, but maybe
Well, of course, because you're really smart and you're probably good at it. But you went, that's not what I want to do. I'm above that. I want to be a psychologist. You see, we get these ideas about ourselves, and we start playing these games as if the thing I want to do is the only thing that's important, without understanding that everything leads to everything else. Everything's a stepping stone. This is one of my favorite things to say. Every outcome is the become of the next step. Every outcome is the become. How do you say it in Spanish? Somebody translate that for me. What?
What?
Translate that for me. Every outcome is the become of the next step.
Cada resultado es el fin de algo es el comienzo de otra cosa.
Eso.
Algo así.
Cada fin es la comienza de la próxima etapa. Etapa, paso.
Yeah, it's like that song of Semisonic. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning.
That is right. See, look at what a great marketer she is. I want you to market me. Here, you help me, okay? But do you feel different right now?
Yeah.
Because you see, what we took away was hopelessness and feeling trapped. Because when you feel trapped, you're not going to go anywhere. And you start feeling desperate, don't you? And then you start feeling alone. And then you do the one thing that is the worst thing that women do. And I'm telling you, it is the worst thing that women do. We hide out inside and do not reach out and get help. Because women think they're supposed to know the answer and handle it and do it better. And I'm telling you, that is the cancer that we suffer from. And that comes from shame. Comes from, I am ashamed that I didn't know better. Well, let me tell you something. I had $1.3 million stolen from me. And I faced exactly that shame, and I had to walk through it and decide, wait a minute. Yes, I was stupid. I invested with the wrong person. And I made a huge mistake. But what has it taught me? What has it given me? What gift did it give me? And I found those gifts, and I recouped the majority of that money, whether it be in the value I have in my life or in actual dollars. And that's what we do with shame. If we find that piece of shame, that place of shame, we walk through it and find some help. And you see what you did to yourself, honey? You hid out. You hid out and you tried to handle it all by yourself, didn't you? To the point you got analysis paralysis and stopped working. You need a hug. Come here. So precious. Oh. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take those arms that I just put around you and pretend they're there. and hug yourself and go, oh, honey, you didn't know better. It's okay. Say that. Mwah. There you go. Now, why is that important? Because there are going to be moments where someone's not there. And we've got to learn that we're just like little children. All of you who have little babies, and you haven't got a baby, but you've seen them, when they get up to walk, what happens? What happens when a baby tries to walk?
Oh, they fall and then
Yes, but what do babies do?
they get up again.
They
and
get
try
up. Now, you know when a baby doesn't get up? You know when they cry? When there's a mother that goes, oh, pobrecito. Babies just get up. You leave babies alone. They just get up. Because they're smart. They know. But you see, you're still a baby in this. And you don't remember to let yourself be a baby in this. To let yourself get up and learn how to walk. And crawl through this. So you're beating yourself up. I used to have a teacher who'd say, don't beat up on babies. About me, referring to me. Because I was beating myself up for not knowing enough, not being good enough, not having it all figured out. Nobody has it all figured out. And I want to tell you a secret about men. I bet most of the women in this room know it. And excuse me, any men here, if they're offended. Men are really good at posturing. I used to work in New York, and I'd sit on the subway and watch the men. And I'd be sitting down, so you could really get a vision of what they were like. And you got a sense of the characters of men by watching them walk into the subway. And they all postured in some way. Amazing. Women, it's hard to posture. What we do is we emulate the models we've seen. But we don't have that thing inside us that just goes, I can do it. I can do it. And I don't know why men have that. I don't get it. But we don't have that. The thing we do have is something actually bigger and more important. We have a way to integrate heart and head faster than men do. In that posturing, if men get thrown, they hide out too. Did you know that? Have you ever? How many know a man who's lost his job? What do? Nothing. They panic and they freeze. But a woman who loses her job goes home and fixes dinner. Doesn't she? Yeah, she keeps going. And we have that. So we have to quit comparing ourselves to men. Because there is no comparison. That's why I'm telling you, I don't totally understand men. I live with a man. I still don't understand him. It's not my job. My job is to be me. And that's the one thing men have over us right now. They have no doubt that they're men. And they walk through life and they try to figure out a way to make it happen. And they do get thrown and they do panic and they do hide out. But I'm talking about how we look at them and we say they've got it all together. But I also guarantee you that the men who have built lives with women would crater if those women left them. Because the women are the glue. We're the glue. We're the substance. I had a wonderful teacher talk about it this way. Women are like the surrounding, and the men are like the arrows that shoot out of it. Got it? Can you get the image of it? And so what we need to do is understand that we don't have to just stay in the surrounding. We can also shoot some arrows, but we don't have to give up our surrounding. So what's scaring you is you have desires to have a family. You have a husband, and you love him, and you want to create a life with him, right? So it scares you to think, if I don't do it the way I'm supposed to do it, that I'll lose my husband or I won't have the family I want. Okay? So I'm going to inaugurate you into a new field here. I call us life entrepreneurs. I've been writing a blog about being a life entrepreneur since, I think, 2007 or 8. I don't remember. And I call it life entrepreneurs. And that's a form of pioneer. And I think that this group of women here, what's happening among you, is that you are pioneers in how to create a new form, a new model. You can't rely on what's past because actually it's not going to work anymore. Patriarchy is over. They may not have figured it out in Monterrey, Mexico yet, but I guarantee you, for the globe, for the global economy, for the global society, patriarchy is over. Women are the force that is going to lead us out of all the difficulties we're in. And if you don't take your position and start joining that, then you're just going to be sitting there going, what happened? Because it's going to happen, and it is happening. That's why this exists, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why you're all here. Okay? So you're a life entrepreneur. You're a pioneer. And there are a whole lot of women that have figured out something about what you're working on. So find a group. Find a group of women that you can talk to. Start sharing your story. Ask the women from KIC if there's study groups or network groups that you can have somebody to talk to as you go on your journey. And then make it financially possible for you to go on a search of how to do what you want to do. Okay?
Yeah.
Because learning how to get your education, raise a family, and continuing with marketing whenever you need to, because I guarantee you, I work with a nonprofit in the States, and it's called Social Venture Partners. One of the main things what we do is we invest in nonprofits, NGOs, to help them reach their capacity and build their capacity. One of the first things they always need is marketing. So don't ever lose that. And you made up a story that you don't like it because you thought it conflicted with what you really wanted to do. But actually, you could see it now. It was a stepping stone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And didn't you have to figure out a lot of things about how to work your way through school? I mean, how to navigate that?
Yeah.
That's psychology. So you don't have to go learn psychology over there. Only you've been learning psychology. Now you may want the credentials.
Yeah, that's what I want.
And so, but use what you've got now. You'll see that if you use what you have now, those credentials will come a lot faster, won't they, ladies? Okay? What's another one of your big obstacles?
Well,
Was that all right? Was that it?
yeah,
Did we cover it?
Yeah. Thank you.
Amazing, isn't it?
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, testimonial. What do you feel now?
I'm overwhelmed a bit. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to say it in words. Maybe I feel like a different light to see things different, and I don't feel ashamed like anymore because.
Congratulations. Listen, that shame stuff, it never leaves us. And there's a good thing about shame. If I am rude to you, I want to feel a little shame. I want to have that wake-up call, that feedback that says, Margery, grow up, behave, come on, get there. But I don't want shame, that onus of this heavy cloud of shame. I don't want that to run my life. Yeah. So there's the difference. We're not going to get rid of shame, but let's put it in a manageable place.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And you put it in words. I mean,
what?
You put it in words because I thought that what I was feeling was like, oh, only me. But
she's not alone, is she?
Yeah. No,
okay, who wants to play? Okay, over here.
Lo voy a decir en español.
Okay.
Porque no me siento tan experta en inglés. Yo estudio...
Si hablas muy despacio, yo puedo entender.
Bueno. Ok, yo estudio diseño de modas. Estoy becada. Ahorita el detalle que yo tengo es de que concursé para un concurso internacional, valga la redundancia. Y pues mi problema es de que es una gran oportunidad porque ya quedé como finalista, pero no tengo el medio económico para
Yo oí
presentarlo.
tu cuenta ayer.
Y fue en muy corto tiempo, entonces fue en marzo y tengo que estar en septiembre. Entonces es corto el tiempo. Yo soy comerciante en un mercado, trabajo los domingos en el mercado. Yo antes estuve en otra universidad becada, pero las cosas de las becas estaban medio extraño y para el siguiente semestre que iba a cursar me disminuían la beca a pesar de que tenía 9.7. Entonces me tuve que salir por cosas de la vida, me puse a trabajar, pero yo siempre dije, yo algún día voy a regresar a mi carrera y voy a ser una diseñadora famosa.
Okay, so let me see if I really got it so far. You've got, you won a design contest and you have the opportunity to go to a bigger course, an international course, or competition, is it?
O sea,
Competition, international competition, but you don't have the funds.
O sea,
No tienes el dinero.
Ya quedé finalista, o sea, ya
You're a
gané en el concurso. Fue un concurso internacional de 19 países. Nada más fuimos 2 mexicanas de
And
toda.
you want to go.
Y quiero ir, sí.
Okay, so, and now do you, I couldn't get all of it. Are you still in school or you had to leave school?
No, todavía estoy en la escuela.
Okay, so
O
you're
sea,
in
eso
school.
fue hace tiempo.
Okay, so here's what I wanted to say to you yesterday when I heard that story, because I felt sad that you didn't get somebody to help you work it through, okay? First of all, the one thing you think you want to do more than anything in the world may not be, and that lady yesterday, she did tell you that. She said it may not be the only one. So first of all, I'm not sure you've given yourself enough value for what you did achieve already. Becoming a finalist. Yes!
Sí.
Own it, okay? Own that and be really, really proud for yourself to do that, because that was a lot of work, right? So sometimes we don't appreciate and own the value of the thing we've achieved because we're looking, oh, but that means I still can't get there. You understand?
Quizá, o sea, todavía no me cae el 20 de que soy finalista a nivel internacional y no puedo creer que sea yo, ¿sí me explico? O sea,
Wait a minute, I'm going to have to, because I'm going to miss some of this. Hold on.
es mucha emoción. I can't believe I am one of the finalists, and I can't believe it's me.
Okay,
you know?
so let's work on that for a second. How can you believe that it's you? What do you need to know to believe that it's you? This is good. What are you afraid of? That they're going to find out you're a phony?
It's emotion, I think.
Okay, wait a minute. Are you afraid they're going to find out that you're not that good? You know you're that good?
I know I'm good.
Okay, so
I'm the best.
is there something in your family background that tells you you should not have succeeded so much? Are you going above something in your family or something that's expected of you?
When I decided to follow my dreams about to be a fashion designer, everybody told me, you can do it. Okay. You can do it, you can do it, you can do that.
You can't or you can?
And
No se puede o se puede?
I could do it.
Okay, they told you, you can do it, you can do
Yo
it.
puedo,
okay.
sí.
And so then, what do you think the emotion is?
I'm proud of myself, but
But what?
I would like to scream it, but I can't. It's more like fears and
Stand
tears
up.
and
Stand up. Take that thing off. Come here. I did it! Come on. I did it!
I did it.
Again, I did it!
I did it.
I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of myself.
Come on. Breathe. Breathe. Come on, breathe. Come on, breathe. Take a breath. Say it again, say it softer. I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of myself.
Say it again.
I'm proud of myself.
I'm good at this.
I'm good at this.
I'm good for this.
I'm good for this.
If this one doesn't work out, the next one will.
Okay, no entendí.
Come on, say it. Say it. Try it. Try it on.
Okay.
If this one doesn't work out,
If this
one doesn't work, si
doesn't
eso
work
no me
out,
pasa,
ajá.
la próxima va.
Si esto no me pasa, la próxima va.
Porque ya la tengo.
Porque ya
I've
gané.
got it. This is about you. It's not about the competition. And what I think you're afraid of is if you don't keep this momentum going right at this moment. Oh, you need the translation probably, do you? Okay, here. Get the translation. It's okay. If you don't keep the momentum going with this one, that you might lose it, that you're afraid that if you don't go to that competition as a finalist, that it, oh, I don't need that. You need that. That it'll mean that you will fall back. Is that right?
Sí.
Yeah. But you can't fall back. You know why? You're already ahead. You can't go backwards from where you reach a moment of success. Does everyone know that? You know, when you're in the 7th grade, what is the 7th grade in Spanish? I don't know. La etapa. See, when you go back to the 1st grade, you can't even sit in the seat. It's too little. You can't go backwards. All life unfolds progressively, eternally, in ascending order forever. That is a universal principle. You can't go back. Now, you may get depressed and down and hold yourself back for a while, but the truth of you will never go back. So what you go for is the truth of you. Do you see the difference? They aren't the judge of that. If you go to that competition, whether you win or lose, that does not judge the truth of you. The truth of you is inside you. It's your abilities, your voice that's being printed on those papers when you do your designs, isn't it?
Sí.
So that's what to hold on to. And recognize that your truth will have its what's the word I'm looking for? Its expression. It may not be in the form you think. You see, that's why I told the story of me with my ankle. Am I entertaining you right now? Am I singing and dancing? Yes. It's another form. I'm not a Broadway star, but I'm a star in my life, and I'm starring in it right now. You see? So the form changes. So if we get hung up on the form, this is one of Margery's principles. When form becomes more important than content, we're out of integrity. When form, la forma, es más importante que el contenido, entonces estamos afuera de integridad. Integrity, yes. Because our integrity is who we are. So if I'm only hung up on the form, you know, at age 18, I could have given up. I could say, I'm a loser. It's over. And I wouldn't be here, would I? No, I'd be being a loser. But I let my life lead me wherever it needed to lead me. I didn't get hung up on the form. Okay? I want you to say it again. I'm good for this. I'm a designer.
Soy una diseñadora y soy buena para esto.
Can't hear her.
Quiero que sepan que soy una diseñadora de modas y soy muy buena para esto.
Go. Now, I want to give you some ideas. There are lots of things that people do nowadays to raise money, okay? There's Kickstarter. You know about Kickstarter? It's a program. You go on the internet and you get people to give you $10, $15. They invest in you to get a project going. There are people at your university that if they found out that you had this problem might help you find a grant. There are grants you could get. There are nonprofits that help women who come from certain levels of society go beyond where they are You might find help there, or you might just gather a group of friends, get your numbers down, figure out exactly how much it's going to cost you to get to that competition, and you figure out how to beg and borrow and work for that money from now to September, and you could get there. You don't know what can happen. It's the decision inside that you love it and that you're good for it. That changes everything. Has anybody ever heard of that? It's attributed to Goethe, but it's actually was written by another man, and Goethe put a thing at the end of it about whatever you want, what desire, begin it now. It's the commitment that makes the thing happen. Do you remember that? Look that up. I don't know how to say it in Spanish, but it's the commitment to yourself and the commitment to your work will magnetically draw all kinds of untold elements to you that you cannot even imagine at this moment are there for you.
Sí.
You understand that?
Yes. Sí.
Go for it, girl.
I will go for it.
I'm so glad she said something. Yesterday, when I heard that story, I was going, help her figure out what to do. Don't leave her stranded. Come on, gang. Let's do something about this. Okay, who else wants to play? Nobody? Okay. You're scared? Okay, good. I'm scared too. You know why? I never know if I'm going to know what to say next. But I sort of just open my mouth and let it come out. Okay, let's go. What you got?
I want to be independent, economically independent, doing what I like.
You want to be independent?
Economically,
You want to be economically independent,
Yes.
doing what you love.
Yes.
And what's your situation today?
no, I'm fine, but I would like to have more money doing what I like.
I'm asking you, what is your situation today?
Regarding what?
No, you're not talking to that microphone. They can't hear you. Do you want to hear her? Yes. Will it make a difference if you hear her? Yes. You're making a difference in this world right now by talking.
Okay.
You're helping other women by talking. Did it help you that, I forgot your name already, I'm so bad. Nadia? Tanya. That Tanya talked? Did it help you?
Yes.
So help her back.
Okay.
Don't move.
I won't. I'll
Just
try.
talk.
I'll try.
Okay, tell me what your higher purpose is. Did you have that?
Yes.
What is it?
Harmony in my life.
Okay, and what are the goals you want to achieve? You said financial independence,
Yes.
more economic independence to do what you love.
Doing what I like.
What you love to
Yes.
do. Okay, what are the things in the way?
I think I might not be good enough.
Okay. How many people think we're not might be not good enough? Okay, you're not alone. Did you see how many people? Go it again. Hello. Woo-hoo. I'd say 90% of the people in this room and the others just don't want to have to raise their arms. They're lazy. Because we all have that. Is that the human condition? Yes. Okay, next. I'm not good enough. What next?
I wouldn't know where to start or...
Don't know where to start. How many of us want something and don't know where to start? Okay, next.
Okay, there are several things that I would like to do, but I'm not sure exactly what...
What it is.
Yes.
Okay.
No. Yes, what I would want to focus on.
Okay, and what else?
And it might not be a good business.
It might. She's already failing. Man, she's not good enough. She doesn't know where to start. She's what was the other one? She doesn't know if
Not exactly what to do. Not
yeah,
exactly
she can't
where to
focus. She can't focus, and it probably won't work anyway. Isn't that what we do to ourselves? And I'm not singling you out. I'm saying to you, we're all like this. We are all like this. I can remember when I first decided to really focus on business consulting, it was I can remember so well. It was 1986. I was sitting with somebody who came to me and wanted to figure something out, and I thought, I guess I have to be a business consultant. Do I know enough? And I was running a multi-million-dollar business. But I didn't make the connection. So I'm just teaching you things I learned to do along the way. I just don't want you to have to wait until you're 66 years old to do it. I want you to do it when you're 22, 25, 30, 40.
Thank you for 25.
25.
Really? I don't know how old you are. I don't care. But I don't want you to wait till you're vieja como yo. Okay? Okay? So tell me what it is that you do now, today.
As a business, you mean?
Yes. How do you earn money?
I sell blinds.
You sell blinds like that?
Yes.
Cool business, huh? But you don't love doing it.
Well, it's okay, but it's not my passion. It's not something that triggers
Okay.
me.
So when you say since you were sort of nebulous here, okay? You didn't give me a clear goal. You said, I want to make money, but you didn't say
Okay, I want to make money painting.
painting
or doing
what?
Canvas,
Art.
art.
Oh, I was just telling this story yesterday. One of my adopted daughters, I go around all my clients, they become my children, I just never have enough children. She's supported herself as an artist her entire adult life, and she's 41 now, since her 20s. And you know how she did it?
How?
She went to the people who have money, and she painted murals and pictures for their kids on their walls. And at the same time, she paints art. She's a contemporary artist. And she paints wonderful paintings, and she works that gallery business on the side. And now she's in gallery. She just texted me the other day. I'm in a gallery. I got in a gallery. She hasn't been in very many shows or anything, but she's always supported herself as an artist. And then she created a business called Paint Like Picasso, where she goes and does team building for companies and shows the employees how they can paint. And it sort of opens them up, and companies hire her to come in and show them how they can find their inner artist. And it's a way of team building. Now, those are all pretty creative, aren't they?
Yes.
I'm not saying you should do those. I'm saying this is what a woman who was not going to let anything stop her from being an artist came up with. They were all her ideas. None of them came from me. I worked with her on her relationships. I didn't work with her on her business. Isn't that interesting? Now, what does that make you start thinking about? Because I can see your mind working now. Aha. What? What happens to you when you hear that story? Talk a little louder.
Yeah, not to be close-minded, maybe diversify on the possibilities.
Yeah. I'll tell you another woman that's made a very big success. She's got about a $2,500,000 business right now with blinds turned into those things for trade shows. Posters, art that go up and down. That's what that is. And other people do it, but she does it so well. She built a multi-million-dollar business out of it. So what could you do with your blind business that could lead you to the next level?
Well, as you say, don't quit your job. Not to quit that.
Don't quit your day job.
My day job in order to.
But what
pursue
could
my
you do
passion.
with those blinds? How many of you would love to have a blind to put in your children's room that had their favorite picture of art? How many? Do you know what Renee is going to do, my friend Renee? I am the mother now of 2 grandchildren. My grandchildren are orphans. Their parents died, and my partner and I took them home. Makes me cry because they're precious, precious, and it's sad to have that happen. I can't imagine being 11 years old or 14 years old and having no mother and no father. Plus, their parents killed themselves. Okay? Oh, thank you. Okay, so Victoria says to me, can I have Paris in my room? Now, the place she came from, her mother had died years ago, so her father, who was an auto mechanic, didn't Their home was dirty. She never brought her friends there. It was terrible. She didn't like it. And now she has this pretty room. She said, "Can I have Paris in my room?" I went, "Sure." And I was thinking, let's find some posters. Let's find something, what can I find? And then Sammy, the boy, said, "I want to paint my room red." I said, "Okay, Sammy, if that's what you want." He said, "But I want black on it." And then I just thought of Renee. Renee actually owes me some money because I'm just very generous, and she's like my daughter, and she counseled with me, and she still owes me some money. And I thought, Renee, I wrote her. I said, "Renee, I got an idea. Why don't you come and design the kids' walls for them, and you'll work off some of the money you owe me, or most of it even." And she said, "Yes, I'll be there next Saturday." You see, you don't know what people can do if you don't start asking. Because here what happened is you got stuck. And I call that, I've said it before, it's analysis paralysis. You try to overanalyze. What should I focus on? Do something you really enjoy. What kind of art do you want to paint?
Abstract.
Yes, but can you paint other things?
Can I paint other things?
Can you draw?
No. That's what I was saying about not being good enough. I cannot draw. I just can like to paint and
Okay,
play.
but so maybe for your art, the blinds you make would be abstract. But somebody wants that, do you see? And maybe it's not blinds, maybe it's something else. Start getting creative with what you've already got. This great guy that I've studied with for many years named John DeMartini, he's a cool guy. He says, never get rid of anything, layer on top of it. Did I ever get rid of my talent for entertaining? No, I'm just layering on top of it. If you want me to sing you a song, I will. Because I still love that. I didn't get rid of it. I kept it alive. Okay? So what I'm suggesting to you is start letting your mind open. And if you have trouble focusing, create a focus group. Do you have some close friends that love you dearly?
Yes.
Would you help her focus on things? Would you brainstorm with her? It might take a couple of bottles of wine, right? Tequila? And then could you help her think of ideas?